Hello. In this video lesson, I will then discuss the credibility theory of the European monetary system. So, as a background, it's good to remind that the German Bundesbank, the German central bank, has a reputation as a very keen inflation fighter. So, as a historical background, there is, of course, the German nasty experience of hyperinflation back in the 1930s. So this is still very much remembered in Germany. So the German Bundesbank is wants to avoid this inflation, high inflation at any cost. So the experience in southern Europe has been very different. But therefore, one of these benefits of the European monetary system for other European countries was that when the monetary policy decisions were commonly made by the European countries, and of course Germany, as a large economy, had a lot of influence in these policy decisions. Then this kind of a reputation of German Bundesbank as an inflation fighter would also then carry over to this monetary cooperation. So there is some kind of empirical evidence to support this kind of credibility theory. So I took this from the textbook by Krugman et al., which indicates the inflation rate in different European countries relative to Germany. So notice that these are relative figures relative to Germany. So in the late 70s, early 80s, European countries like red color is Italy, Ireland is this purple colored, France is the here, and also Denmark, Belgium. These countries had experienced very high inflation rates. Of course, there was times of the oil crisis and high inflation in general, but these are relative figures relative to Germany. And we can see in the early 90s, notice here that relative to Germany, then inflation rates in other Western European countries were lower. So this was the period of when the German unification started, and also then Germany experienced temporarily a higher inflation. But during this Maastricht convergence period, and when the introduction of the euro currency in 2002, that of course this kind of high inflation rates in other Western countries has not appeared again. So that at least gives some kind of empirical support that indeed this kind of monetary cooperation and the strong reputation of German central bank has helped this to bring down the inflation to much lower level also in other countries. So in the previous lesson, I showed you the map of the Eurozone, and where we have this blue color indicating this Eurozone countries, and now I want to point attention to Finland, which is here in the north. And before the Baltic countries joined, so Finland was like an island far away from the rest of the Eurozone. And also our neighboring country, Sweden, still hasn't joined the monetary union. So what was the economic reason for Finland to pursue this monetary union membership so early on? So I think at least one of the important historical reasons was this kind of relates to the credibility theory, because Finland had also this kind of history of a devaluation cycle in the 1970s and 80s. So this table in this figure is in Finnish, but you can see that the devaluation refers to indeed devaluation of the currency, and then revaluation is this refers to the appreciation of the currency. So during this time, the decisions to devalue the currency was very much a government decision. So the central bank was not as independent as it is today, and very often when for example the Finland's forest industry, which used to be very important industry at that time, when the forest industry had some competitiveness issue, then the government would go on to devalue the currency. So the credibility of the Finnish central bank was not really high during the 70s and 80s. And particularly notorious incidents was in the November 1991. So there was the devaluation of 12.3% of our local currency markka that time. And here is the photo of our finance minister Iiro Viinanen at that time, who was still denying one day before this devaluation that there will be no devaluation. And this decision to devalue was, of course, like a response to speculative attacks. So of course, then the central bank did not manage to defend the fixed exchange rate, and the currency had to be left to float, and that was then very difficult for many firms, for example, because the capital markets had been liberalized, and many companies had debts in other currencies such as US dollars or German marks. So such a heavy devaluation was then led many companies to major problems. So keeping this kind of credibility of the central bank and defending against this kind of speculative attacks to a small currency like Finnish markka used to be, then of course was one important motivation for Finland to pursue the membership in the monetary union, despite the decisions of neighboring countries such as Sweden and other Nordic countries like Denmark to stay out of the monetary union. So in the next video lesson, I will then discuss some insights from the theory of optimal currency areas. See you then.